Okay, so this is for the Nspire calculator. I'm making a video. There are other places to get great videos. Sean Bird, just Google him, and he has tons of things. If you go into YouTube and look for Nspire, there's lots of videos online. Okay, I didn't close anything out because if you get the software, now mine says teacher software, you're going to have student software. The only real difference, and I do the cast, you don't need the cast for this, but the only real difference in that software, but I would get the cast because it does all the algebra for you, is that you can't ask questions. Like I can put questions into a document. It's like an app. So this is what's going to come up, and I just always just close it. Then you may not have this over here. When you bring it up, you may just be in the computer screen. Is that this one? If you go over here on the left side, I have a TI Nspire CX cast. My Nspire calculators that I have are the regular casts with touchpads and some with click pads. But this is the one you want. You want the CX, and I just go normal, and let's see. View, up here in view, you can do the computer screen. So it's a little bit different view. You'll probably do the computer one to work, but I'm going to do the handheld. This is the cast, but it's the same as the regular Nspire. The only difference is this will do all the algebra you've ever wanted. It factors, it does everything. Okay, on your computer, you guys, on your computer, you can take your mouse and just press menu. So you can do what I do, but not with your hands. And we want to add a graph. And there it is. Now, sometimes I'm not in that little window. If I press tab, it moves around my screen. There, now I just have the graph screen. But to get back my, what they call an entry line, I press tab. So it was x cubed. Now, you'll have a typewriter like this. They can't do a regular QWERTY typewriter because if they do, you can't put it on the exam. And so there's my arrow, cubed, and my biggest mistake is it stays up in the exponent. Now that's true, I can't raise this up, you guys. That's true also for the new operating system on the 84. You have to arrow to the right to get out of that. And then it was minus what? Was it 6x or 3x?
I believe it was minus 6x.
6x plus 3. And you always have to hit enter to get it in the screen. Now what I can do, which is kind of cool about this, is I can grab this, and you can with your mouse, and I can change it like that. But you know what? I don't really want my window to look like that. I just wanted to do what we had, which was what, -3 to 4, something like that. So if I press menu, depending on what kind of screen you're on, the menu changes. Okay, so I just want to go to window. First I'm going to just get a regular window. And there's the window settings. I just press enter. Sometimes it gets a little... Oh no, I'm gonna go -4 to 4. My Y's look okay. And then to get out of there, you go tab, tab. Oops, tab, tab, tab. Thank you. See how everything highlights? There we go. And then you press enter. If you ever get in trouble, you press escape. I like the fact that it's escape. And now I want to put a point on my graph, or I could trace it. I want to put my point at 1, -2. See if I remember how to do this. I think so. So we are going to, let's try the trace and see if that works. But I could also put the point on there. In fact, let's escape. Let's put the point on there. That's in geometry. I forgot what it was. Points and lines. Arrow over. And then I can put a point on it. And I want to put it 1. Where was it? Oh, that's a point too. Oh, somewhere over here. Now I'm going to press enter. I think that's going to put it there. And then I'm going to escape. And now I can drag it. Now the problem is I don't have the right number of decimal places, so I have to go into settings. You see how I can do this? I can actually put a tangent line on there and drag it. So I wanna zoom in there. Escape to let my hand go. And I can move this text because it's in the way. So I put the hand, oh, there's my point. There it is. And I can move the text if I want. I can write on it. This is how you do vertical lines. Okay, so I want to zoom in on that. So menu, zoom is 4, and I want to zoom in, and I want to zoom in right there. And I want to keep zooming in. This is what's cool. But I got to get, and I want to keep doing it. Yeah, this is, look how nice that becomes, a nice straight line, doesn't it? You don't think it's straight more? Okay, now let's escape, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace it. So menu, I want to trace, and hopefully now I want to just do a graph trace. And I think I can, let's see, does it give me the point? Where's the point? It should give me the value of the point. I don't see it. Is it changing? Oh, you know what? I got to go into settings. And settings are number 5. And I got to, and that's true for everybody. You want to go into document settings. You got to do 2 things. And I want to float. I just want to float. And then you got to tab it and say okay. I mean, it's putsy. I have to admit that. Okay, then I still have to go into settings, and I have to change my handheld. Maybe not. I know there's 2 places I have to change. Escape. That may be okay then. You want to check your status. You see what your battery is and things like that, and how much storage you have. Okay, now I want to return to my current document. That's 4. I'm still not getting my decimals there. That's my point. Oh, there it goes. Press enter. Silly. Okay, you're going to need more decimals there. And I thought I changed that. So I told you there's someplace else where it is. That's okay. Yes? Well, you could. I mean, you can do that, but we're not. We're zooming. So, but I'm trying to figure out why I'm not getting the decimals. You can do a table. You can do a control T for table. And I think we can go up here. Someplace in there I can change how I step. Today it's 9:45 or so, something like that. Well, we're going to have to fool with that. I know I can zoom in on that. And I don't know why it's not working, because it should. Edit table settings? No. But that's what you can do. And then the calculator, now, if I don't want that table, then I can get rid of it. I might play with this. Let's try this again. And I want to add a page, so I do control, add a page is up there. And now I want to do some calculations. And so I want to subtract. So you can just do subtractions, but you're still going to need parentheses. Now that was in F1. And normally I would just put my values in there, but I'm not able to do that. What else can I do with this calculator? If you go into menu and you go into algebra, this is the difference between the CAS and the other one. I can expand. So I can expand parentheses 1 plus h, where's h? Cubed. There it is. So you have that ability. You have to do 1 plus h to the 4th. So I could type that, by the way, if I want to. Expand. Or I could go back and highlight it. No, notice, whoops, I forgot the P. Won't do it if I don't spell it right. Notice still italicized until I put the D in. Now it's going to become normal. So it's 1 plus H. You're going to have to do the fourth. I don't know why I didn't like that. Oh, my fourth is in the wrong place. Plus, I have a parentheses there I don't want. Sometimes I'd rather use the computer. And I just delete. I know, I don't know why I won't get rid of that one.
Just move the 4, it'll be much more.
Yeah, this is where the 4 goes. It's doing that. I don't know why it's doing that. So let's go to menu and expand it. I don't want to type it. And it does the calculus too, by the way. Really don't care what variable it is. There it is. I don't know why I didn't like my expand, but there it is. Now I'm going to go back to this one. I just have to press there. Oh, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add a page. I'm going to put that function back in. On a new page, I like to keep what I got. So 2. Now it says F2 of X. I'm just going to tab. And I want to go up. There it is. I don't press enter. There's my graph. And we'll have to change the window again because I don't like that. And window settings. -4. Whoops. Hit the enter too fast. That's the biggest thing. You're used to hitting enter and you have to tab it or arrow down. So we could still make it taller. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a point on here. Oh no, I'm going to do something different. I want points and lines. I want a line. I want a tangent. I'll put it anywhere I want on here. I should be able to grab this line and make it longer. I've not been lucky in that, but look at this. Oh, I know why I'm still in that mode. This tells you that you're still in a menu. You don't want to be there when you do this. So now I can grab this, and I just made it longer. I'm trying to move it. Sometimes it's hard to grab what you want. You'll find it easier with the computer. Well, that's not always true either. This is so improved compared to where it was. I want to grab that point. There it is. And look at the slope changes on the tangent line. Guess what? We could measure the slope. So we're going to do that. We're going to press menu. And we're going to go to geometry. I think that's where the measurements are. 3. And we want slope. Where's my slope? Well, automatically tells you the zeros when you hit the zeros. I don't know why it's not doing that. I should be able to measure the slope. Oh, there it is. There's the slope, -5. What's true about the slope at the bottom of this thing? Oh. What's true about the slope at the bottom? Look what happens here. It's going to be what at the bottom? 0. And now it's becoming positive. You can't do this on an 84. You can draw them, but you won't get the dynamic feel for it. Well, it's kind of cool, though, to see it. And we'll be doing some more of that. But why I'm not getting my decimal places better, I don't know. So what other kind of questions do you have? I can take a picture of that and throw it on the thing. And see, this is what you do. You go up here to the camera, you capture the page, and then you go, I have to go down here to open it up, and it'll look like this. And then you should be able to just drag it. It's gonna take. There's a learning curve to this. I'll admit that. Any other questions on your lab?
Oh, yeah, we do actually done a bunch of forms that we
Keep going. When you're done with that, you keep going and you analyze the other graphs. You should be working on your lab. What? Which one? Okay, you gotta give me more specific questions. What's the value you're getting close to? Now, Mrs. Johnson and I sat at lunch yesterday. We were talking about limits and because they're doing the same thing, but they're just doing limits. They haven't done continuity yet, but that's fine. And she said, here's what she looks at it like. You're going downtown. She doesn't care what direction you're going downtown from. Doesn't make any difference. But you see the big picture. You see where you're going, right? You see downtown, right? The closer you get, the better you see it, right? That's the limit. But once you get downtown, do you care about what downtown looks like? No. We don't care what happens at the point. We just want to say we're going to go downtown. That's your limiting value. So that's all we're doing. That's all a limit is. For what? Yeah, that's it.
So how do you write the limit of the expression?
Because you want to write it. We have to answer the other question over here, which I did in the other class, not your class. But this. So let's look at the picture here. On the first page, and then I think I'll be done. Okay, you guys? You're going to put 2 points on here. I want a different color. Okay. This is A. What's the y value here if this is f of x? It's f of what? A. Okay, we're doing question 1. Then, this distance here that I'm going to draw the x distance here, we're going to call that h. So where's my ordered pair here? If you started at A, you go h units to the right, what's the x value going to be? A plus h. Does that make sense? Then what's the y value? F of A plus h. Okay, what I want to do is take that point right here, and I want to drag it along the curve and look at the lines. That's a secant line.
How can you tell what's what?
Because what do I want to do? I want to get this closer and closer, don't I?
So how can we tell when it's the tangent line?
Because if it's tangent, how many places does it intersect in? 2. 1. There it's 2, right? Can you ever find the slope with just one number? But you can find out what it's getting close to. Notice when I zoomed in on it, it actually looked like a straight line, didn't it? So what's the slope between that point I'm moving and the fixed point? What's the slope? How do you find the slope? I thought I selected a patch. That's right. What is the change in y? So it's f of, oh, that's not very dark. So it's the change in the y value, f of a plus h, minus this y value, f of a, over the change in x, which is a plus h minus a. You see slope there? You guys aren't getting it? You see slope there? That's all it is. Well, what was a? It was at 1, wasn't it? In particular? It was at 1. And then as I drag this point closer, what happens to h? This is your limiting value. H is going to what? 0. Does that look familiar? You've seen this. So it's f of a plus h minus f of a all over what? H. That's slope. That's what we have to recognize. So what you're doing is you're zooming in and looking at this. You're dragging this point closer and closer. When you zoom in, you're making it look like a line, and you're going to calculate the slope between those 2 points. It's almost 0 over 0. The difference is 0 over 0. But it's not exactly 0 when you do that. And you have to stay on the curve, otherwise things aren't going to work. You should get a limiting value of -3. The table isn't that good because the h's are too big. I need to be closer. Those points aren't close enough. Ask. Give me specific questions. Type it on the computer. We're going to put you in the lab on Monday. You'll have to use a math equation editor. Have you ever done that? Oh, it's not that bad. Well, you can do things on the Nspire, but you won't have that in class. So if I do Word, and once you have one of these written up, okay, so if I want to do the limit, you got to go to equation editor. Oh, I don't have mine up here. Insert. There it is. No, no, no. I put these up in the quick access bar, and then if you click on that, that gives you your equations, and sometimes they're like down here. So they have a lot of things that you can already use. You know what? I typed that. I didn't even know delta y and delta x were there. That's a funny d. Those are for partial derivatives. There's pi over 2. So there are things already there. If I want to do the limit, that's a subscripted. Now, do I have any limits here? Doesn't look like I do. Okay, so I want subscripted, and unfortunately, they don't have what I want. I don't know why. So I just type in limit, LIM, and x approaches, or h approaches. Now, where do I get approach? It's up here. I know it may be hard for you, but you at least can type up the non-math stuff. Oh, there's approaches. 0. And now if you want to put a fraction in there, then I go up here, and there's the fraction key. Yeah, it's probably time to go, but there's bells. So I want f of a plus h minus f of a all over h. Oh, I put that in the wrong place. So that's easy. I'm going to cut it. Control X cuts. Whoops. And paste it right in there. And there you go. Can't see it very well. It's pretty little, but there it is. Except I think I have it all down there in the zeros. I have to fix that.
How you put in y1, or do we just put in the actual equation?
I have to look and see what you're talking about.